that green guy. Oh, no! Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're hopping into the Sega Classic from 1989. It is Super Hang-On. Basically, this is the motorcycle equivalent of Outrun, if you know that game. It's kind of like Road Rage without the whole beat-em-up stuff. Here you go, seeing the computer giving us a little intro. Yeah, it's kind of like if all the motorcycle racing guys got together and said, fine, let's have a legit, in quotes, race, end quote, where we don't bash each other with hammers or get the cops involved or anything like that. Let's just race. And apparently, by the way, there's also a sequel. There is a prequel game called just Hang On. I had no idea, actually. When I saw Super Hang On in the 1001 Games Just Play Before You Die book, I just thought, oh yeah, there's Hang On, but I didn't realize that Super Hang On and Hang On were different. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. Now, alright, we're going to hop into a new game here. We have Arcade Mode and Original Mode. Interestingly, Original Mode was new. It was added only for the Sega Genesis. Oh, I didn't press start there, by the way. Wow, that's the fastest title screen. Okay, I guess I have to select it pretty fast. Let's go ahead. Let's start with Arcade Mode, and then we'll check out Original Mode. And then I also wanted to check this game out on the ZX Spectrum, actually, because it was ported not only to the Sega Genesis, but also, of all places, to the ZX Spectrum. So we have our choice of places to start. I'm going to say let's go ahead and jump right to Asia just for funsies. We have our different chip tunes that we can listen to here. Man, they have like this annoying time limit. They don't let you really experience anything. All right, let's go with Outride a Crisis. That's our default soundtrack here. We're racing through Europe. And off we go, off to the races. Interesting there. Once you get off the start line, you like the left and right buttons don't do anything for a while. Only now can I actually sort of steer my character here. Now, interestingly, when this was actually in the arcades, the arcade machine was actually like a motorcycle, and you had to, I believe it was the one where you ride on it, and you had to lean the whole motorcycle left or right to turn left or right. It's possible that that's not Super Hang-On, it was a different Sega game. I'm almost positive it was a Sega game that did that. But it was at least a motorcycle, and, you know, if you didn't have to lean the whole motorcycle, then the handlebars let you turn. Somebody can actually correct me down in the comments. I'm almost positive it was this game where you lean the motorcycle. Basically, that means that all home ports of this game are kind of losing something. Like, you're not going to actually experience what it was like in the arcades back in the day. As you can see, though, it's basically just sort of Outrun, but with motorcycles. I mean, it has the exact same sort of Outrun scrolling, where sprites are scaled and stuff, and the only real turns are sort of these, like, when the road warps left or right, and you just have to hold left or right to... Oh, God, make the turn! Oh, God! Oh, he's on his back! Oh, he looks severely injured. Oh, God. Okay, so I guess you do occasionally have to brake. I was not letting off the gas. My strategy in racing games is to go fast. I don't know what your guys' strategy is, but I do not like even letting off the gas, let alone braking. Braking is like, when I brake in a racing game, I feel like I have failed. I feel like I've failed in life. Speaking of this game not being the same on home versions as in the arcade. Oh, again! There was no excuse that time. I just kind of got a little distracted. I thought I'd be okay. Oh, a game over! Holy crap, I guess my guy's spine has broken. So it's not that I ran out of time in the race, it's like, literally I think my guy is dead. Funnily enough, the advertising for this game, if you look at the old Sega ads that would run in magazines and stuff, they even got a time limit on the high score screen. How annoying. The screenshot that they picked from this game to advertise, the primary one, the biggest one, was my guy like in mid-flip as he is like wiped out. So like they knew what they were going on. You know, this game is called Super Hang On. It's basically meant to be pronounced super, oh God, hang on! It's sort of like that situation where like you're playing a game, you're like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna die! And your life flashes before your eyes. Let's go ahead and try the original mode, by the way, just sort of see what that is like. Oh God, look at this. Hi, I'm really fast. Mia Ferraru. If it's money, let me know. I don't know what's happening. So I guess in this version, you actually get... Okay, look, if we had money, we could actually buy stuff. We do not, though. So I guess let's just go ahead and race. Let's race to a different song here. That sounds good. Ooh, I like that one. Winning Run. That also bodes well, like, it's got a good title. It's going to invigorate me. So I think now we're racing in Africa, probably. But yeah, speaking of other ways that this game is different in the home ports, you can get this on Virtual Console these days, and the home port version of this, the billboards that we've been passing aren't... What is happening? Why am I going, like, slow as anything? Oh, was I not holding accelerate? There's 3 Genesis buttons, and I never know which one goes. You'd figure that they just all go forward, but I don't know, I guess not. But see these billboards in the virtual... Oh, God. Damn. I was trying to turn there, guys. Just slipped off the road. In the Virtual Console version, basically those billboards are changed because I think those are, like, real companies that are being advertised. And so they swapped out those companies and put in, like, ads for, like, other Sega games. So that's all they've changed. But that does technically mean you're not playing the original arcade version or the Sega Genesis version, even if you play it on a Virtual Console. Oh God, I feel like the controls are, like, laggy or something. It's hard to, like, put my finger on. Oh no, we're off the road again. Get back on the road. I don't even know what the brake button is. Oh God, thread the needle. Oh, we slid off. I was trying to, like, weave between the trees there. My God, I thought this game was going to be a lot easier than it was. I was like, oh, I have experience with Outrun. I have experience with Road Rash. What? This game's just going to be like Road Rash, just without the beating up. People are still getting severely injured on this track. It's just that instead of it coming from, like, hammers and punches, it's just me slamming into trees. If you ever actually hit a tree at full speed on a motorcycle, that would actually probably kill you. Like, that'd be horrible. It's funny. It's you know, you can look at it in video games and be like, oh, come on, guys, suck it up. It's just a tree. But imagine in real life, like, you'd be messed up, man. Like, tree versus you. Tree wins every single time. Unless it's like a baby tree, or you're like really tough, like a Klingon or something. Bash your way through a tree and not feel anything. All right, we're recovering. I feel like we're passing all these people. I'm like, yes, I'm gaining places in the race. But really, I'm pretty sure they've all laughed at me once, so it's like I'm just now finally officially dead last. I'm not in, like, a negative place. Oh, we wiped out again. Damn. Okay, I gotta, like, brake or something. Ah, man. This is embarrassing. Going back to the fact that in the arcade machine, you actually had to lean left and right to actually steer the game. I always remember when Super Mario Brothers first came out. That was, like, one of the first big video games that I remember, like, a lot of people in my family playing, even people who weren't gamers, you know, like, you get your grandparents playing and stuff like that. And I always remember when people played Mario for the first time, whenever they went over a big jump, and I'm guilty of this too when I first played, you would kind of, like, lean left or right, and you'd, like, pull your feet off the ground. Oh, God damn it. Sorry I'm sucking here, guys. But you kind of, like, pull your feet off the ground and go like, whoa! I don't know if you guys remember that, the first time you played Mario, the first time you watched your parents play Mario. It was sort of like we intuitively felt, because we didn't have much experience with video games, that if we leaned left or right, Mario would go further left or right. And it's funny because that kind of got trained out of us, because that's not how video games work. But then, like, ironically, there were some games like this where, like, if you did lean, that would, you know, change the game. And especially nowadays with, like, the Wii and, like, motion controls and all that stuff, it's kind of true now that actually if you lean left or right, sometimes that actually does control the game. So it was funny to grow up in an era where that really wasn't the thing, and most games didn't do that. Yet we did it automatically, but, like, now it is actually a thing. Oh man, I'm just doing horrible at this. I don't think they're going to pay me anything for this race. Although maybe I'll make money as, like, a stunt driver. They'll be like, man, Jay, that was hilarious. When you hit the tree, went flying back, landed on your spine. I know you're a little paralyzed now, but boy, did that bring in the viewers. Like, imagine if there really was, like, some kind of, like, racing circuit. I don't know. I'm sure there are, like, motorcycle races, like NASCAR and stuff. I actually don't know what they call them. Oh, I just hit another dude and flipped over. Your frame is broken. No crap. My frame or my body? I retired. Imagine there was, like, a NASCAR-style event with motorcycles, and there was, like, a bunch of, like, serious racers, and then there was just one guy who, like, ping-ponged his way along the course, flipping out, falling all over the place, like, the whole time, but he kept doing it. I feel like some people would start turning in just to watch this guy get severely injured and like, kill himself. The pharmacy wants $400. I have no money to give you. What can I tell you? You can't take blood from a stone man. Or wait, are they giving me $400? Because if that, I will take it. I don't just crawl. Let's see what kind of parts we can get here. if anything. We have $400, so let's go ahead and upgrade the drums. I don't know what that does, but I definitely needed it. We're gonna go for hard road for this time. I don't like sprinter. I want hard road. And the road is hard, I know. I have personally landed on it a number of times, injuring my back, buttocks, and the back of my skull. Oh, my frame is broken? Retire? Oh, shoot. Uh-oh, was I supposed to repair something? Oh my god, I went into the... Oh my god, I got a second loss there because I went into the race with a broken frame. I feel like they should repair that automatically. They shouldn't let you go into a race when your frame is broken. That's just embarrassing. It's like the light turns green, then I'm like, oh yeah, Oh, I'm still on a broken frame. What the hell is this? Okay, I got $800 though. I'm making money. I'm making bank. People just want to see me fail. How interesting. Oh look, I can like hire different mechanics. Interesting. But that's not what I want. I want to like fix my motorcycle. Okay, you know what? Forget it. There's my password. Oh god, look at the password. Look at the length of that. I mean, I guess it has to be that long because it's like tracking all your statistics. But god, take mercy. Okay, let's try one more race in the original arcade mode, not the original mode. It's kind of a confusing name there, because original mode means like a mode that didn't exist in the original arcade mode, and arcade mode is actually the original mode. But just in the interest of seeing more stages, so we saw Africa, we saw Asia. Let's see what North America looks like. Why not? And we will go with Sprinter this time around, just to see. Oh, there we go. We're finally in like an urban environment. Yeah. Alright, feeling good about this. It's interesting that no matter what the background, like the game is virtually identical. It's, you know, not like we're going to be driving by buildings, they'll just forever be in the horizon off there. There are like street lamps and stuff, but like there's no pedestrians or anything like that. I mean, this was before the time when they could actually do that kind of stuff in games. So, you know, like this is as good as it gets, basically. Damn, I was trying to pass that guy on the inside. He knew I was too, though. The non. What are those billboards even for? Non? Let's see if we can try and read one the next time it comes by. But I like to imagine that my guy he's pretty much the freak show of like the NASCAR motorcycle racing circuit. I know NASCAR doesn't race motorcycles, but I don't know what it's actually called, guys like the National Motorcycle Racing League or whatever. So we'll just call it the NASCAR of motorcycle races. But he's like the freak show where like sometimes he seems like he can do amazingly well, but most of the time he's just getting severely injured for the pleasure of the crowd. For your pleasure. But that's how he makes his money. Hey, were those cigarettes ads? Was that Marlboro or whatever? Did you guys see that? Are these cigarette ads? Oh my god. Cigarette billboards in a video game. I'm pretty sure those are cigarette ads. Okay, well I understand why they took them out of the virtual console then. You don't want to release a game in 2017 advertising cigarettes. That's hilariously dated. Apparently there's also a port of this on the 3DS, which has sort of stereoscopic 3D effects, which is kind of interesting, actually. Oh, the city has faded away, and now we're in greener pastures. We're in the country, I guess. All right, that city was just a mirage. We were, I guess, we were still sort of in Africa mode, where we were starving of thirst, and we were just seeing a mirage city in the background. God, that green guy. Oh, no! We were doing so good! Oh, no, we were doing so good! Oh, God! Oh, what's our place? I don't even think we have a place. This is one of those old... These old games, it's like you didn't have a place because no matter how many racers you pass, they would always throw some more in front of you. It's basically just you're trying not to run out of time. So if you notice, I have like 18 seconds left, 17 seconds left, 16. Oh, God, I looked at the timer to read that for you guys, and I wiped out again. Damn it. If I wipe out too much, then that just goes, and we're not going to make it. Yeah, look at from start to goal, that's the S and the G. We're maybe about, like, maybe, you know, thinking we're doing very well here, maybe like 20% of the way through, and we have 3 seconds left. We're not going to... Oh, God. Okay, we wiped out one more time. You know what? Let's try one more time before we go over to the ZX Spectrum. I want to see what the European stages look like. I'm more just interested in the backgrounds. I am definitely not going to pass any of these races. Man, I can't believe I'm so bad at this. But yeah, stereoscopic 3D if you get the 3DS version. So there you go. And it actually has motion controls. So you can tilt the 3DS left and right to have it turn. So that's something at least. It's no getting on a motorcycle in the arcades. I mean, it's kind of sad that like the original way that people played this was on a motorcycle, and like that is just sort of lost to the ages now. I mean, I'm sure you could occasionally find a couple of these things out in the wild, and then you could like enjoy them. But realistically, like most people, if you're watching this thinking, "Oh, that looks kind of cool," like, you know, Jay's not very good at this game, but I kind of like these old style outrunny kind of racing games. Maybe I'll look into this. You're probably going to play like a home version, and you're not going to actually build a motorcycle in your garage for you to like lean left and right on, so that you can get the full arcadey experience. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. If you want to phone it in your retro gaming collection and not build custom motorcycle controllers to play retro games, I mean, play like a chump. That's okay. But I think, you know, most hardcore fans would say that's a shame that you're kind of half-assing it. And I mean, I know that I'm not doing that, but I think I've earned enough gaming credits from all my retro gamings that I don't need to do that. I'm beyond having to do that, so really I'm just going to call you guys a chump if you don't do it. I don't know what I'm talking about, though, of course. I have motorcycle madness from staring at the screen for a long period of time. It's remarkably difficult in this game, actually, to concentrate on playing while also trying to be interesting as I talk, so I think I just split the difference and say whatever comes to mind. And it's usually a garble of, like, somewhat interesting observations and also very strange thoughts and ideas. But that's what happens in my head, guys. This is Jay without a filter. The more distracting of a game, the more unfiltered you've gotten me in the past, and so right now I'm pretty unfiltered. So this would not be a good... Thank God I don't have a co-host, because then they could be asking me like embarrassing questions. I wouldn't be able to like filter the answer. Alright, well, we've successfully driven past the European city, and we're into like beach territory, or maybe we've driven all the way back to Africa. It's like, oh man, I thought I drove out of here, because I don't know of any like lush palm tree beach areas in Europe. I mean, I guess in Spain they have beaches, and I mean, I guess in Italy they have I don't know. I guess they have beaches. I never really thought about it. I always think of beaches as like a California thing, and I suppose like the coast of Africa too, but like I never even really think of that. I guess in my mind, wow, I'm like a prejudiced beacho, where like I only think of beaches as really existing in California. It's like, certainly other places don't have beaches, but yeah, I guess, what am I thinking? Of course places have beaches. I think my guy's like... He could get back on his motorcycle faster, but I think he just wants to take a minute. Every time I wipe him out, he's like, oh, just give me a second before I get back on that thing. Piloted by Gaming Jay. I just need a moment to myself. He's like terrified of the next 30 seconds of his life when I'm actually in control. And we just ran out of time. Wow, I mean, okay, this is actually a challenging game. We've tried all the levels on the Sega Genesis. We've even taken a real quick look at that original mode. And the original mode, again, is a mode where you can play races, and as you earn money, you can be, like, upgrading your bike and stuff. So it's kind of like, what's that game? Off-Road? Super Off-Road? Ivan Man, Reitman, or whatever. It's Off-Road. It's kind of like that, which is actually an arcade game that I always quite liked. And it's interesting, again, this is called original mode, because that was definitely not in the original arcade game, but I don't know. Maybe it's like original mode, like this is very original. Not like original, like this was in the original. It's like this is original, you know what I mean? You probably don't know what I mean. Alright, let's hop over to the ZX Spectrum game, because this was a pretty faithful port, I will say, of the arcade version. But let's see what it looks like when you switch to something that might not be as powerful as the old Sega Genesis. Oh, God. Dear God. Here we are in the ZX Spectrum. Oh, my God. Are your guys' ears bleeding? Because mine certainly are. Okay. The ZX Spectrum here, this is insane. Oh, God. Can we get past this? Oh, God. Oh, thank God for stopping. The ZX Spectrum version of Super Hang-On. Here we go, guys. This game is crazy to me because, first of all, okay, we're looking at it. It's clearly a very toned-down version from the arcades. And it's necessary because, basically, the ZX Spectrum couldn't handle the arcade version. It couldn't produce a game as good as you could even port on the Sega Genesis. But shockingly enough, this game has been described as... okay, here's the exact quote. The ZX Spectrum version was as accurate as possible on that platform. What a ringing endorsement. As accurate as possible. But shockingly, it got like 10 out of 10 by like ZX Spectrum magazines. Like, are you crazy? 10 out of 10? This is 10 out of 10. I just, oh my god. Okay, let's just go ahead and give this a shot here. Here we go. You press Q to go forward, you press I to go left, and P to go right. You don't use the cursor keys for some unknown reason. I'm not too sure why. I know other ZX Spectrum games I've played have had weird sort of controls. And here it is. It is kind of choppy. It's interesting, though, you know, when this game came out, there was a time when, like, home consoles were, like, more powerful than computers. And I remember definitely, like, when Super Mario came out, like, the NES could, like, smoothly scroll screens left to right, and computers couldn't do that. It's kind of a weird time to think about, but, like, Super Mario couldn't be made on a computer. And if you look at ports and stuff of games that were trying to emulate Super Mario Brothers, it was always kind of, like, choppy like this. And so this isn't just another case of, like, computers at the time were not as good as home consoles, which is a weird concept today, because these days computers are definitely, like, the cream of the crop, and, like, consoles are usually, like, a streamlined version of a computer that runs games very well, but, like, you know, PCs sort of at a technical level are usually capable of more. But I don't want to get into the whole PC Master Race, you know, debate or debacle. You know, I just love games no matter where they come from. But my God, like, look at how sort of, like, primitive this looks. It's crazy. And this came out almost at the same time as Super Hang-On and the Sega Genesis. The ZX Spectrum, by the way, I've always noticed, has, like, such a bizarre color palette. It's, like, cyan, yellow, red, and purple. It's, like, such a weird blend of colors. And it's, like, it's not even that you can use any pixel can be any of those colors. It's, like, the colors appear in blocks. Like, look at the trees. It's, like, the top is cyan, and the bottoms of them are yellow. It's almost as if halfway through the screen it switches from yellow to, like, cyan, and, like, whatever pixels happen to be caught in that mixing off point. We got ran off the road there, by the way. Just happened to change colors. So yeah, this is a very primitive, weird version. Like, honestly, you know, like, I will cut a lot of retro games slack, and I'm sure that when this game came out, people who owned a ZX Spectrum were like, yes, finally we can play Super Hang-On from the arcades at home, and it looked good at the time. But, like, this hasn't aged well. No way, no way, no. Even if you're a ZX Spectrum fan and you're watching me and you're getting, like, all sorts of feelings of nostalgia, I hear you. There's games that I love that I played in DOS that still to this day will bring me feelings of nostalgia. But I wouldn't necessarily say they're good games or games that hold up well at all. And I definitely don't think that. Oh look, we can put the copyright logo in our high score. Interesting. I definitely do not. Do not think that this game, I don't even know how to, like, oh, there we go. Oh, PCAC, that's my name. I guess I had to press space. I was trying to press up to, like, inject a letter there. But yeah, there's definitely games that I feel like are nostalgic, but I can objectively say, I understand they don't really hold up that well. I do not think that this ZX Spectrum game here holds up very well at all. My God, it looks so rough. So rough, it's crazy. I mean, hey, I mean, it was what it was back in the day. Oh, we can change our sensitivity. Let's change this to high. Let's just see what happens. Attribute inks off. Let's just see what happens when we change some of these things. I mean, again, you gotta view these things in context. So it was what it was. And if you did want to play these arcade games at home, you could. On the weird, like, ZX, like, CGA style color palette almost. CGA was like a weird color palette on DOS. Again, I love DOS. I have so many good memories of playing DOS games, even CGA games. But, like, man, the CGA color palette is, like, just weird, man. I guess the more ZX Spectrum games I play, the more I realize, yeah, they kind of have their own weird color palette thing going on here. And, like, there must be some weird sort of technical reason why the pixels get colored in such a weird way. But yeah, this is what you would do, man, if you want to play Super Hang-On at home. So you guys who are grown up now, you guys are spoiled, man. First of all, there are no, like, arcades that have, like, super advanced games. But second of all, like, it's very rare that you'll find, like, a really dumbed-down port of a game. Like, the games that are on the PS4 are pretty much identical to, like, the Xbox One, you know, the Nintendo Switch these days, ports that are appearing on that. I mean, Nintendo's always been underpowered compared to other consoles ever since the first PlayStation, so usually the ports are, like, a generation behind. Like, I think L.A. Noire, you can play on the Switch these days, but, like, that was out on, like, PS3, like, years ago. So, but still, the version on the Switch and the version on the PS3 are, like, largely the same. It's not really dumbed down to this degree, so, hey, Birdland. What the heck, Birdland? Weird billboards to be advertising. Man, I don't even... We have yet to finish a single race in this game on either the Sega Genesis or the ZX Spectrum, and I feel like I just ran out of time. I don't know what I was doing wrong there, man. Maybe I just suck at Super Hang-On. Maybe I just suck. I mean, I do just suck at Super Hang-On, but, like, I guess I was kind of hoping there'd be, like, another reason too, but it's probably just that I suck. Well, guys, this has been Super Hang-On. This is one of the games in the book, 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die, and not being good at Super Hang-On here, it's like hard to get excited about recommending it, because like honestly, it feels pretty much like Outrun to me, and without actually being on the motorcycle, like when you're in the arcades, it's hard to, it's just hard to be like, you know, looking back these days, there's going to be too much that's just going to draw new players in. So, like, honestly, I think this is definitely sort of an important game historically for Sega. It was like yet another game in their sort of racing series, and for its time, was probably like a pretty good game. But, like, I honestly would probably recommend a game like Road Rage or something instead, where there's like a little more to it, where you're not only racing, but you can beat people up or something. I mean, it's a video game. You want to be able to have, like, more options and strategies and stuff, so... I definitely don't think I would recommend the ZX Spectrum version here, unless, again, if you grew up with the Spectrum, this is probably nostalgic, there's nothing wrong with that, and maybe you like this version. I think if I was going to recommend anything to a new player, it'd be either the Sega Genesis, or possibly the arcade version, which I know is even a little cleaner than the Sega Genesis. So, you know, maybe one of those, like, ported versions on the Virtual Console would interest you. I mean, if you're into old racers, this is yet another old racer you might want to check out, but as far as, like, you know, the options that people have these days, I don't think there's a lot that's going to bring in new players, so I personally don't think that I would say that this is a must-play. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think of Super Hang-On? Is it a game that you grew up playing? Do you have lots of fond memories of it? Is it important in a way that I haven't mentioned here, or does it have some nostalgic factor I've overlooked? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. I'm always happy to discuss these things with you. And as always, whether you've enjoyed the game or not, hopefully you've enjoyed checking it out with me. If you have, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video with all your friends and family. Until next time, I guess I will just be in the world of ZX Spectrum here, desperately trying to win a single race. But you guys get out of here. I won't subject you to any more torture here. And you guys take care of yourselves. Alrighty, folks. Peace. So in case you're wondering, this is what the arcade version looks like. Pretty much, it's the same as what we saw in the Sega Genesis, just a lot sleeker. I am noticing, though, that this game takes a very fine touch, and as I'm trying to actually pass this one level, I'm quickly realizing that this game does require quite a bit of skill and finesse. Despite my best efforts, and despite playing this for a long time after I finished making my video here, I cannot get myself past the first level on the easiest difficulty mode. So I'm gonna amend my review to say not only is there sort of like a fulfilling sort of skill improvement here that you can work on, but this game is gonna frustrate the hell out of even the most patient players, because it is damn hard. So, are you kidding me? Right at the checkpoint! Oh my god. I can't even make it to the second checkpoint in this mode. Guys. Oh god, this game's brutal. Screw it.